This lesson will be specifically for the newer listeners in the faith. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
This is an RFID chip. The chip inside of my hand can open cabinets and doors. This does not work. Here is my ring. Does not work. Here is my hand with nothing on it, nothing on my sleeve. Here's the chip. And it opens.
Shalom. All praises, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Racha Kudash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy, to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom I used to call Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the sea land of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ratazah. This lesson is edifying. Now, as you brothers and a few sisters have just seen, especially those of you that are new, that small device embedded into that hand of that woman is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. In Europe, it is known as the NFC chip implant or biochip. The word bio means body. And Lord's willing, this lesson does not get flagged or taken down or deleted. Right, Lord willing, because we're not going to be mentioning anything concerning Esau's jab or anything like that. We're just strictly speaking about the RFID microchip technology in this lesson, which is the mark of the beast, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 on down. All right, so without further ado, let's read it again. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all. Now the he is referring to the hegemony of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. Let's find out. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. So, to those out there that didn't know, now you know who the wicked is. The wicked is Esau, Edom. And that is the he that it is referring to here in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Cause of all people upon the face of the earth, except for the elect of the nation of Israel, both small and great, whether they be a newborn baby to an elderly senior in society, rich and poor, which is self-explanatory, free and bond, whether they be free or whether they be in bondage in the jail system of society, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now that word mark goes back to the Greek word charagma, which means a stamp or imprinted mark, which is the RFID microchip. The root word of charagma is charax, which means a palisade or stake, which is the syringe mechanism that they will use to then puncture the flesh of an individual and to then insert that charagma, to then insert that mark, which is the RFID microchip. The word of Charaxus Grapho, which means of the writings, filled with the writings, filled with the records. Because within the RFID microchip is where people's information, such as their medical information, their financial information, and etc., is going to be recorded, is going to be kept. Okay, hence the example in that short clip that was shown at the beginning of this lesson. Reading on, it says in their right hand or in their foreheads, in front of their brain, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast. Now the beast is the pagan Roman Empire, which came back in the form of NATO and the EU, with America being an extension of that empire. That is the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, 666, which is the barcode that goes back to his UPC coding system, which will allow him to utilize the RFID microchip. It also will be utilized through what is known as a centralized blockchain. A centralized blockchain is a network that is overseen by a central bank or a central authority, and they will be able to track the buying and selling of goods and services through this network. For those that they will cause to take this mark. 666 in the Greek is chi, stai, stigma. Chi and stai both means X mark. Stigma means stamp. Figuratively, it means a mark of disgrace. And there's a saying in the world that X marks the spot. Look at certain medical movies. I always make this reference. Before a nurse or a doctor punctures the flesh of an individual with a syringe, they would put a X for a mark or a circle with a dot in the middle. And that would be considered the spot of puncture. Okay, you're just using that as an example for chi and stai. And then you have stigma, which again means stamp, and figuratively, according to the online etymology dictionary, a mark of disgrace, which goes back to that chip. Okay, and so the message to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners out there is to not take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, nor anything at all, period, from these devils. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying it like that, so that they won't flag this lesson. Lord's willing, they won't even flag it just for speaking about the chip. Okay, because we're coming to the time where they are about to cut the internet off, and that will cause the famine of the word. Okay, but to those that do take it, this is the judgment. So again, the message to you Israelites is to not take the RFID microchip nor anything from these devils. Okay, Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. Now the image of the beast represents the system of the beast, for it is the system of the beast, which is comprised of its medical infrastructure, its financial infrastructure, its architectural infrastructure, its laws, its philosophies, its democracies. All these things comprise the image of the beast, which is the system of the beast. So if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which means righteous anger. And so the wrath of Yahweh through his son Yahushai is being likened unto wine, and where those that worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand are going to drink without mixture from the cup of the Lord's indignation, which means righteous anger, because the Lord's indignation is being likened unto a cup, again, in which those that worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand are going to drink the wine of his wrath from, through those ICBM nuclear missiles. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone through those ICBM nuclear missiles, and the fire that's going to be coming from them, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, because the ICBM nuclear missiles, according to the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 25, are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. The Lamb is referring to Yahweh Shai. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, meaning for a period of time. They have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they is referring to the elect, that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And so, this concludes the lesson. Lord's willing, it was edifying, concise. Until the next, I say Shalom, Lord's willing.